Nabo, South Jersey is pleased and honored to welcome Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, who is the CEO and director of This Is It Network, and she is the winner of the Women's Advocate of the Year Award. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about This Is It Network?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I am so
excited. We are too.
This is so wonderful. This Is It Network is a global digital streaming platform that connects remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do that each and every day through our growing community, our engaging content, and the real connections that we provide.
So as a women's advocate, what is your role?
To elevate the voices of women, to celebrate their ambition and their drive and unapologetically share it through their voice. So we do it through the digital content that we produce. So all of our content is less than 15 minutes in length. It offers a talk show type format, and it goes out each and every day to ensure that women's voices are heard.
So to date, what do you think is your organization's greatest accomplishment?
I think taking whispers to screams. The motto of the show and the network is for individuals to scream their dream. No longer whisper your wishes.
I love that, scream your dream.
Thank you.
That's such a great...
Thank you.
Anybody can relate to that because everybody's had a dream that they've really struggled with.
100%. And for me, it really started because I only have 2 volumes, Silence and Cheldin, and Cheldin comes in around a scream constantly. And so
I love that.
For our accomplishment, it's really about finding what really drives the individual and then allowing them, giving them permission to, with all that they have and with the confidence that they need to scream their dream and tell their story.
So as a business leader, what are your values as far as your ethics and what is really important to you in your business?
I know that this is a buzzword, but authenticity is it. You have the ability and should have the courage enough and the permission enough to be exactly who you are. You should be able to, with pride and with confidence, share exactly who you are in the moment. I think that we've gotten too comfortable as a society, faking it till you make it. And I think that there's so much falsehood in being fake. A plastic bag will never be a Louis Vuitton, but you will get better. And so if you focus on who you are as a person and really arriving at that space, there's a community for you.
That's wonderful commentary. I love that.
Thank you.
How do you foster an environment of diversity, equality, and inclusion? That's really important today and on everybody's agenda. So
for sure.
What do you do as a businesswoman?
For sure. I think that it's a really interesting thing. I'm lucky enough to be born, I'm an immigrant, so I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa, in Freetown. And I come from a house of scholars, and so my father is a retired doctor of chemistry and a professor at Stockton University. My mother is a retired elementary school principal. And so we were always in this diverse space, right? It wasn't, be the best African American in the room, not be the best woman in the room. It was like, be the best in the room. We were taught to arrive early and stay late and really welcome individuals as they are and give them permission to be that way. And you will see from the network, if you were ever to Google what we've got going on, it is not curated in a diverse way. It is not intentional or, I need to be able to speak directly to the Asian community or, I need to speak to the Hispanic community. It's to open the doors and allow for anyone as they are to come.
That's a key phrase, opening the doors.
Opening the doors. And once you do that, once you give people permission to be themselves, they will run in your direction. And that's what we've done.
Great success often comes with setbacks. So what was a setback that you were able to overcome?
Yeah, so I am a dreamer. I dream big, always. And the biggest issue in dreaming big is that you typically need an action plan that affords you what you need to do every single day. And so I'm a list taker. I don't know how many of us out here are list takers, but I would use and create these to-do lists, right? And on these to-do lists would be every part of my dream, and it'd be 100 things on this to-do list. And I realized that I wasn't getting much done, and I wasn't really moving forward. And I was over-promising and under-delivering. And I was in a situation where my actions weren't catching up with my dreams. And so now, one of the things that I do in order to combat that is that I have a today list. What do I have to do today in order to get closer to what it is that I want? And I find that I meet my goals head on when I do that, and I avoid that over-promising and under-delivering. I avoid having my eyes be bigger than my stomach in that way, and that was really hard. It was hard to say, okay, I have this big dream. I want you all to be involved, and not necessarily have the resources or the know-how or the connections to take care of all those people. And I found that I was disappointing a lot of people because they were following the dream, but I didn't have the action plan. Now I ensure that I have the action plan necessary.
Great commentary on the question, too.
Thank you.
Really, really very helpful for everybody watching.
Good.
So let's have a few fun questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
What's on your nightstand?
Oh, what am I reading? Or just what's on my nightstand?
What's on your nightstand?
What is on my phone? I mean, I know. I'm unapologetic about it. My phone's on my nightstand. A glass of water. I'm horribly dehydrated. And then that's really it. That's really it. I mean, as far as I tend to listen more than I read. So Audible is a definite friend of mine, and that lives in my phone. So that's in that space. And then obviously the photos of my two humans that I was able to create. And my daughter Sydney is 11 and my son is 4.
So you must make them very proud every day. That's amazing.
I don't necessarily know if they know exactly what I'm up to, because mommy is definitely running, but I think that there's a beautiful thing in not necessarily what you teach them, but what they witness and what they see.
That's so true.
You know?
That's so true.
So that's
my kids always thought I was crazy.
Right. I am. And that's not a lie. I'm definitely not well. But
so who's your celebrity crush?
Oh my gosh. In business or in
any sphere?
I mean, I can't let go of my Oprah Winfrey, Auntie Oprah. How are you, my darling? And a lot of people think it's because she's a billionaire, but she was, in fact, my truth. So my mother used to record Oprah, and so we played sports when we were younger, and we had activities, etc. And so we would record Oprah on VHS, age me, record Oprah on VHS, and then after dinner we would watch Oprah Winfrey, and she was my truth. At no point in time did I question whether I could do what I'm doing now, because I saw it. And I think that there's so much importance in representation, and there's so much importance in seeing yourself and knowing that you can be because you witness someone else that looks like you being. And then to do that and then have the responsibility of her voice, right? And what she was doing with it and how she was moving.
She was such a great role model for every woman on the planet, I think.
Yeah. And she was as much a listener as she was someone who talked. And I thought that that was just a beautiful thing, and for me to witness. And then obviously, so I'm very rarely speechless, but when I meet Auntie Oprah, I think I might lose my voice a bit.
Okay, we have one more fun question.
Okay.
What do you do to have fun, and what do you do to relax?
Absolutely, I discount shop.
You discount shop?
It's a problem. I love a good red tag. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay with an irregular shirt. I'll make it work.
To find a bargain.
The hunt, and I do it by myself. And I'm always surrounded by people, which I love, of course, but I discount shop by myself. It's a very competitive thing. Sometimes I have $19.99 days where I don't buy anything over $19.99. It's very strange.
That's interesting.
But I'm like, I just gotta go find things under $19.99. My husband combats and is like, that's a lot of stuff under $19.99. You might as well have just bought one thing. But ultimately, I like to discount shop. I like the hunt, I do.
That's really fun. I've never heard of anybody setting a limit.
It's a problem.
At that low level.
I do.
Usually you're like, oh, I'm going to spend $1,000 today or whatever.
It gets there, but just a lot of 1999s.
Well, listen, Cheldin, it's just been such a joy to interview you. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on your award. It's well deserved.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such an honor. It's such an honor. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome.